Hello, everybody. Good evening to you. How are you? So, welcome to the channel if you're new here. Tonight, I wanted to react to a tarot reading on Foodie Beauty and Nader and Salah done by Melissa Gold. And Melissa, I just recently discovered her. Like her channel came across my YouTube recommended, and I've been watching the tarot readings that she's been doing, and I really love her readings. Really love her style. I know she's very straightforward, to the point, no BS. So really enjoying her readings on Foodie. The last reading she did, I reacted to. And some of you went to her channel and checked her out and subbed up to her and left some comments. And I think that's great. Thumbs up to everybody who did that. And I also left a comment on Melissa's channel asking her if, when she had the time and the energy, to maybe do a reading on Foodie and Nader. Anybody's been watching Foodie's content lately, you know that Foodie's been talking way too much about Nader. And Nader's been talking way too much about Foodie. It's just really, really obvious that those two are still in communication. And they never broke communication, but anymore it's just, they're not being very discreet, you know? They're not being very discreet about keeping things secret and acting as if they don't talk. They're getting to the point now where they're like, well, we don't care, who knows? So I was just wondering if Melissa could do a reading on Foodie and Nader and see what's going on there. Before we get into your reading, Melissa, can I please just share my thoughts on what I've been picking up energy-wise from Foodie? So the energy that I picked up this morning is that she's not completely broke. You know, like she's still got some food money, but she's getting really, really low. And the feeling is, you know, the saying, gotta rob Peter to pay Paul. Well, it's a little bit different. She's not robbing anybody, but I feel like she's getting low on money. And so she's running around to everybody looking for ways to get extra money in hand. You know, like running to her subs and running to different people, just looking for anyone that can give her money. As far as her channel, I have noticed that she is doing more fetishy content. Anybody that's been watching her content lately, You might have noticed that she's doing more of the flatulence content that is considered a fetish, and there are guys out there that will pay for that. So I'm wondering if a few of them have contacted Foodie and said, hey, if you do this on live, we'll give you X amount of dollars for it. But going back to Foodie, I feel like her money is getting low. I feel like she's been running around talking to people. I feel the energy of money changing hands, money shifting around in different directions. And that might contribute probably to her leaving Thailand early, because I don't think she's going to be able to have the money to hang for a month or 2 months. I think she's going to blow through her budget pretty quickly. What happens then is what happens. But yeah, I've been picking up that energy that she is just, she's blown through all of her food money. She's blown through all of her money, period. And now it's a mad scramble of trying to locate anybody that can help her and asking them for money, doing whatever she can to get extra money in hand to stay there as long as she can. So let's get into the reading by Melissa Gold, because it really was a great reading. Let me share that I will leave a link for Melissa's video down below in the description. And for those of you that like tarot readings on Foodie, on other people, please check out all of Melissa's readings and sub up to her channel and leave her a nice comment or two. So let's get into it. Would love to hear what you have to say, Melissa, and get my thoughts as well. So let me just go ahead and blow this up so you guys can see really, really well. Okay. So the topic on the table is salad coming? Is she leaving Thailand early? Let's find out.
A Foodie Beauty reading. One of you guys requested it. Also, Rose Thorn, thank you for reacting to my video the other day, and she requested this.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you to anyone who came over here from that channel. I appreciate you guys so much.
And I did. I requested. I was like, if you got time, can you do something on Natter and Foodie, because they're just, they're talking way too much. And I would love to hear what other tarot readers have to say, because I know what I've picked up. I know there's Neo Tarot on YouTube. Really excellent reading she does also on Foodie. And she's picked up on Natter. She's picked up on the whole thing of like Natter getting close to Foodie while she's in Thailand. And the feeling is, like something naughty going on between the two of them. And with the way that Chantal was behaving in her live that I just got through reacting to, I kept getting the same mental picture in my mind, Melissa. And the picture is like somebody with fire in their hand, somebody playing with fire. Like Foodie likes to play with fire. She loves the idea of playing with things that are too hot, and she might burn herself. She likes to be risky. She likes to do things that are slightly dangerous. It gives her a kick to do things she's not supposed to do. So she knows that playing with Natter or talking to Natter is a risky thing. But she's doing it to give herself a bit of a kick up, a bit of a rush, because it makes her feel alive. So she's doing something really, really naughty behind Salah's back. Although he's not emotionally attached to Foodie, she likes the idea of doing something that she's not supposed to do. So I was just interested to hear what you have to say on the whole thing.
Love you. Thank you for the love.
Well,
send it back tenfold. Thank you. This is a general reading. It is for entertainment purposes only. But let's ask some questions and see what the cards say.
Okay.
Am I holding this upside down? There we go. One more shuffle. We're gonna try to make this as quick as possible. Let's focus on Chantal's energy. I just want to see like current energy and like what we might see in the near future. Okay, like as far as Salah coming there, like I don't think he is. So there's the Death card and Ace of Cup and the Four of Pentacle.
Ooh.
Feeling like Chantal is, when I feel like she doesn't feel good, like physically good. All right, she feels like exhausted, like she just wants to lay down, and you know, I feel this is also representing that maybe Salah has verbalized like he is not coming. All right, this Ace of Cup, I think it's her being focused on her connection with Salah, and also this holding on to whatever she can, the love, the people.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna go back ever so slightly. So sorry. I just want to take a look at that card, the first one you held up, Melissa, if it's okay. And like they're black and white cards. I'm sorry, I've got really, really bad eyesight, and it's kind of dark. That's the Death card. So here's what's jumping out at me right now. I'm looking at the Death card, and I can't really see. Is the umbrella covering the person's head? What's jumping out at me right now with the Death card is somebody hiding their face. Like, you can't see me. Somebody hiding their face. Like, you can't see me. You don't know what's going on. You're not going to know what's going on. I'm hiding everything from you. That's what's jumping out at me right now with the Death card. Somebody disguising themselves, disguising their true face. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. Maybe putting on appearances. That's just what jumped out at me. Sorry. Please continue.
That maybe Salah has verbalized like he is not coming. All right. This Ace of Cup, I think it's her being focused on her connection with Salah, and also this holding on to whatever she can, the love, the people that she feels loves her. So I see like Pete's flash through my head because I feel like he cares about her.
You know, when I was watching your reading, this part that you're doing right now, I kept seeing a picture in my mind of Chantal with a rope tied around her waist and many other ropes tied around her waist, and each one stretched out and connected to a different man that she talks to or has talked to. Like, one rope attached to Nader, one rope attached to Pete, one rope attached to Salah, because that's what Chantal does. She basically ties herself to men and she doesn't let go. You know, it's not about maintaining emotional connections and maintaining friendships, even if there's a pursuit of relationships. She looks at men as possessions, that once you are in her crosshairs, she becomes the hunter and you become the prey. And if she hunts you and she catches you, you are her prize. And you are her prize forever, and you are not allowed to break loose. So she has a system of holding on to men. Even when she should let go, she holds on to men, just in case she needs them again, just in case she becomes lonely, just in case she needs money. She treats men around her like pillars that she can lean up against and hold on to, just in case she needs that pillar there. Does that make sense? Just, she's a weak person who's always looking towards other people for strength, looking to borrow off of their strength or money or whatever else she can get out of you. She's not one that she knows how to stand on her own. She's always looking for people that can hold her up and compensate for her weak spots.
That she feels that. And I felt that when I did a reading on him months ago, that he actually genuinely cares about her. So I think the current energy, yeah, like and I'm gonna clarify this, but what I just felt is like she might leave earlier. And it might have to do with, I don't know if it has to do with this umbrella just made me see like the leak in the room from yesterday, right? So I don't know. And if you guys missed her live stream yesterday, I happened to catch the beginning of it. I couldn't sleep. I happened to catch it as it was beginning. I stopped watching when she started eating her breakfast, but riveting, riveting. Oh,
Wasn't it though? Riveting content. Season 3 is going to be lit, she told us. And then there's Chantal in Thailand talking to fish. Okay.
the awkwardness was just beyond. But I feel like just I don't know. I just felt that when I saw the umbrella. So I don't know if
Okay, this phrase just popped into my head: when it rains, it pours. And I know that over in Thailand they have monsoon season. I don't think it pertains to that. I think that the words "when it rains, it pours" that usually means when things are bad, they can sometimes get worse. When it rains, it pours. She's in a room and she's being messy and she's got the AC cranked down as low as it can possibly go, and there was a leak. So hey, who knows?
she's going to be asked to leave.
Ooh.
She might be asked to leave because of that leak. But I don't think she's going to tell us that. I just general reading for entertainment only. I'm just telling you what I felt. All right, this Ace of Cup again. I think she's hyper focused on either, and this Death card too. The permanent ending. She could be like trying to hold on to whatever love she feels or relationship she feels she has left with Salah.
Yeah, again, that's one of her problems is Chantal. I don't think she understands what love really is. I don't think she wants to understand. She wants love to be centered completely around herself, to favor only herself. She doesn't consider there are two sides to a heart to make the whole and both sides beat together. That love is fair, it is equal, it is unselfish, it is caring, it is compassionate, it is generous, it is nurturing, healing, it is wonderful things. She's too self absorbed and self centered to know what love is and be able to give it to another person. She'll use the word love in place of how things really are. What's really going on with Chantal is she'll say, "Oh, I love you so much," when she doesn't know how to love, to make it seem as if she really cares when she doesn't. When she does things for people, it's about power and control and manipulation. Love has nothing to do with any of it. So, does she love Salah? I don't think so. I think it's about her, how can I say this? Her visual aesthetics, you know? Like we all have things that we find visually appealing. Salah meets her visual aesthetic as far as what looks good to her. Checks off a lot of the boxes. She might have a male fantasy ideal in her head, and maybe he's the closest thing to that ideal. And isn't it something, ladies and gentlemen, that somebody did this on Twitter long ago? They put half of a picture of Pizza's face next to half of a picture of Salah's face. They put them together. They were identical. So maybe Chantal's not aware of the fact that whatever hardwired physical visual aesthetics in different men, she seeks them out and she finds them. It's like the Pete's and Salah have the same facial features, and the same personality. So yeah. And seeking out the same things in different people with the same results.
Because I think he's not coming, and she knows he's not coming. And if she didn't know, I think she knows for sure now.
Yeah.
Now, this King of Wands. I mean, I feel like that has to do with Salah's energy again, because we saw it in the last reading. So I don't know if this is like saying, I personally felt in the last reading like he might be visiting his family. All right, that's what this Four of Wands is about: the home, family, a celebration. Maybe there was a wedding taking
Wow.
place in his family that he's actually. I don't know. Just because I saw that cake, I just saw like a wedding. And I'm not associating that with him getting married. Don't freak out, because like if I felt that, I would have said that. So, and this Page of Sword. Now, I will say I felt this in the last reading, and I felt this in many. I've been doing readings on Foodie Beauty for like a year, and I felt this for, I want to say, pretty much the whole time looking at them, like her energy with Salah. That Salah has another energy, whether they already are committed or if it's something that like his family is like pushing for him, because it's someone that they are familiar with and is, from the same country as him, whatever the reasoning. I've seen that for a long time. So, I mean, this could be that he is spending time with his family and the person that they would like to see him be with, because this can sometimes represent an engagement. Now, this could also be saying to me, because I felt this in the last reading and I just saw it again, there could be stuff going on where whatever paperwork they had in the past that kept Chantal. Personally, I don't think they are legally married. There's someone. It's Fat Cow, spelled with a fat is PH. All right.
PHAT, Fat Cow. Yeah, I've seen the video. Great video, by the way.
I think they're a newer channel, and they've been putting up. I just saw it before, putting up like a bunch of info having to do with Kuwait and the marriage laws and the apartment stuff. And I mean, I'm not that. I don't know, but I feel like it really goes in line with pretty much what I've been saying for a long time, and apparently other readers that are doing readings on this situation also have been seeing this stuff, as Rose Thorne pointed out in the video when she reacted to my video. I was like, I didn't realize when she talked. The other readers are kind of seeing the same thing, usually anyway, from what she said. Anyway,
Sorry to interrupt you, Melissa. Yeah, like I the energy that I picked up, I feel like, and Neo's picked it up this too, like it feels like as far as the Kuwait arc, the last chapter is being written as we speak. And I know a lot of people in girl world are going to be very happy to hear that, because they're like, we're all tired of it. We're all sick to death of it. It's so boring. It makes no sense. But Chantal is somebody that when she's not ready to end something, she will not end something. And she will always end something the same way she started. And she'll always paint this picture of being the victim or the hero, but she'll never be the loser. So she created this whole Kuwait arc thing with Salah. And now it's just a matter of, how do I get out of this? How do I end this and keep my face? Meaning like keep the bold face. Not look stupid, not look like an idiot. Maybe one of the reasons why she went to Thailand is because she knew if she went straight home to Canada, it'd be pretty obvious what was going on. So maybe she went to Thailand as a diversion. She likes to play that look over here, don't look over there thing. But the last reading I did on Foodie, I saw the chariot card for both Salah and Foodie, but I had the feeling was they weren't going to travel together. Like they would be on two different paths. Like I saw different things for each of them. And this whole trip to Thailand has been pretty funky. So maybe Chantal went to Thailand to get the green products and, work it out, talk it out, smoke it out, figure it out, how to end this Kuwait arc and not look like the fool, do the diversion tactics, because I think we can all agree she's slowly letting things hang out. You know what I mean? Not physically, but just coming back to her old self. She's much more comfortable being herself than pretend to be something she's not. But the more she does it, the more it becomes apparent that this whole thing is over. Like she's not wanting to pretend anymore.
So this could have to do with that information has been, because I did feel in the last reading that stuff with the paperwork and such might be an issue with her going back there to Kuwait. So maybe that is why this is here. This Page of Sword, the information that might be found out about their marriage or not being married or whatever. And to anyone who watched the last reading where I saw the Queen of Sword and associated that with Salah's mother, I was quickly corrected in my comments in my video when I uploaded it by my peoples who have been with me for a while. Thank you guys. I love you. Reminded me because I totally forgot, obviously. And I think it was Tiger and Vaseline. I love you. Right away, she was like, "Hey, Melissa, don't forget, so-and-so, they visited, and the da-da-da." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that footage of Chantal walking all over the graves and thinking, what the hell's wrong with her?" Anyway, and I think it was Tiger and Vaseline that was like, maybe I was seeing a female that took the place of the mother, like as far as guiding Salah, which maybe that is what I was feeling. Because normally I don't feel mother energy from, usually I feel that and say that when I see Empress energy or a Queen of Pentacle for me. That's the queen that I associate with like mother, nurturing, grounded energy. So anyway, I just wanted to say sorry about that and thank you to everyone. And Rose Thorne, you were funny too, because when she reacted to that video, it was like, I don't know, maybe she's still alive. We can't. So, I don't know. But anyway.
Well, was because the unfortunate thing, Melissa, is that when it comes to Salah, when it comes to Foodie, when it comes to Natter, they're all a bunch of liars. When you're dealing with a bunch of liars that lie all the time, it's hard to distinguish if what they're telling you is the truth or it's a lie or a half truth. So, like the whole walk through the graveyard. I mean, none of us know what grave they went to. None of us can verify that was his mother. We were told his mother is no longer here, but how do we know? We don't know for sure. We just got to take their word for it. And we know that they're not good for their word. So it's like the lies and the manipulation and the story arc and plot twist and look over here, look over there. It makes everything confusing, doesn't it? It really, really does.
I just wanted to address that. Sorry about that. And thank you to everyone for understanding. And I think I want to ask, well, we're tuned into Chantal's energy. Tell us about how is she feeling about Nader? Like, why does she keep talking about him? What's going on? What is Chantal feeling? What are her
spirit just told me she loves him?
Feelings about Nader, like current energy?
She's still in love with him.
All right. There's a 9 of
like her idea of love. Everybody's idea of love is different, but like her particular idea, her, what's the word I'm looking for? Like he is what she thinks love is. Does that make sense? Um, Closest thing to that she's found. He gives her attention. He makes her feel excited. He makes her feel happy. He makes her feel high. Just she's addicted to him. She said so. But she is infatuated with Natter. Oh my God, is she infatuated?
Swords, 7 of Wands, the Empress. A 4 of Pentacle, Ace of Swords, 6 of Swords, 9 of Cup, Judgment. On the bottom, there's an 8 of Cup, a King of Pentacle, and there's a 10 of Cup. So for me, like this on the bottom, Chantal, I mean, I always, this card, the 8 of Cup, it represents someone that I usually describe as they are walking away from people, places, things that they still have feelings and emotions for, but they feel like they have no choice. They have to walk away. Or they're being, I feel like here, this is like Chantal acting like, yeah, I walked away, I'm glad that it ended, but I feel like she, if she didn't feel like she was forced to walk away, I don't think she would have ever walked away from this person. And I think she knows that deep within and feels that. Again, gem reading for entertainment purposes only. I feel like this King of Pentacles is here because for her, I don't know what his sign is. It doesn't really, he might be an earth sign. Doesn't really matter. But I think, especially with this 10 of Cup being here, the 10 of Cup is like the connection of love, that wanting to like build and share a future of love with someone. And the 4 of Cup is underneath it, which is like it's almost like, he pushed her cup of love aside. He didn't want it. And I think that she viewed this person as someone that, one, that maybe took on, seeing him sitting on this big pentacle, maybe she might feel like, she said the other day, or has said, I gave him everything, I paid for everything. She could view him as someone that, like, took her stability. I just felt this, like, she could feel like she was forced to walk away from this person, that she gave him everything that she had, that she views not only that he took her stability from her, like her money, maybe like the way she was living and stuff, like, things wouldn't be the way they were if she hadn't crossed paths with him and gave him so much of what she feels was her stability, in every aspect.
It's coming into my mind right now, Melissa. You did the last reading you did on Foodie. The one card of the woman sitting on a bunch of pentacles. I forget the number of it. But the woman sitting on a bunch of pentacles, and then you're pulling this card with a man sitting on a huge pentacle. and the problem with Foodie and Natter is that they're too much alike. In a lot of respects, they're too much alike, and because of that, they butted heads. It was weird. They were so much alike that those likenesses about each other, they understood, but at the same time, those things that made them very much alike, they going at each other because they both wanted to be dominant. They both wanted to be in control and have the power and have the money. They both want to rule. They both want to say, like, I'm in control, I'm the boss. That's where all the fireworks came from. Like Foodie couldn't make up her mind if she wanted a man to be more dominant or she wanted to be more dominant. Like, one minute she was like, okay, you take all the control. The next minute, I want it back just because. So she walked away from Nader because she had to. He was with another woman. There was nothing she could do. And I feel that she got with Salah as a rebound type of relationship. He was a rebound, and rebounds never work, do they? So he was a rebound. He was a get back at Nader. She used Salah to get back at Nader. Look, I'm picking somebody who's younger than you, who looks better than you. And I've heard that one of the reasons why Chantal put on the abaya and the hijab is because Nader told Chantal that she could never be a proper Muslim wife. So again, maybe taking the Shahada as a middle finger to Nader. Like, see, I did everything you told me I couldn't do. But she always settled for Salah. And the person she wanted was Nader, but couldn't have him. So she walked away because she had to, not because she wanted to. And now they're talking again. Well, they've been talking. They're just more public about it now.
But like, also, that if she wasn't forced to walk away from this person, I almost feel like she looked at, like, this person made her more stable. Okay? So I don't know, like, he pushed her to eat better or to exercise and things like that. And I think she feels deep within, because sometimes the cards on the bottom for me are like what this person is feeling deep within, whether they face it or not. Okay.
You know, Foodie's kind of a weird person, Melissa. On one side of the coin, she says, I want a strong man. I want a strong, dominant alpha male. Right? She wants that alpha male. At the same time, she doesn't want the alpha male telling her what to do when it comes to food. She doesn't want anybody telling her what to do and telling her no when it comes to her addictions. She wants to be able to have the room to continue her addictions. On the other side of that same coin, if a man is too loving and too accommodating and too submissive, if she conquers that man like a mountain, the moment she conquers him, she has no respect for him. Absolutely none. Look at the way she treated Pete. Pete was laid back, easygoing, and once she conquered that mountain, she got bored and she was on to the next. Nader was someone that she never completely conquered. And because she didn't, she's always been fascinated with him. That he told her no, he would buck up to her, he didn't care. She was just completely enthralled with that. She never forgot Nader.
Okay. Or things they don't want us to see and stuff. The shadow, the things in the shadow self. And I think she feels like this person was her happiness. All right. Saw them as someone that she could have had a happy future with.
I got a song playing in my head right now. No. Rolling Stones. You can't always get what you want. Okay. But if you try real hard, you get what you need. Sometimes the things you want in life are not the things you need. Some things, the things you want in life are not good for you. Chantal always goes for what she wants, but she never considers what she needs. And she never stops to think about if what she wants is bad for her. All she cares about is, I want it, therefore it's mine. Always pursuing her wants, always forgetting her needs. She wanted Nader. And she convinced herself she needed Nader when she really, really didn't need him. But she played those mental and emotional gymnastics in her head, justifying the want. I want it, therefore it should belong to me, and that's just the rules I made up. You know, so yeah, it's fascinated by Natter.
Like a loving, she, like a she wanted to have a future with this person that was based on what she felt like was emotionally fulfilling. Like she was emotionally fulfilled by this energy. All right. Yeah. She could feel like the that someone else, like he didn't fully want her love. That he was being, well, the attention that she was giving him, or the Dee ended up giving him, that he went to a third party situation and ended up with another person, and their whole situation fell apart. Outside forces. All right. So here,
Yeah, basically, while Chantal was around Natter, I feel that he was a life lesson. Some people that you meet in life, they're not people, they are lessons to be learned. And once you learn them, you move on, and you don't have to repeat the lesson because you already learned it. Natter was the male version of Chantal. They were alike in so many ways, so many. So everything that drove her crazy with Natter was an aspect within herself, including him being promiscuous, because she herself was promiscuous. So she hated the fact that Natter was a run around, sleep around, and yet she did that to other people and she hurt other people as a result. So all of the being insecure and being controlling, she did not want somebody else doing to her what she did to others. So to prevent the consequences of her own actions, she thought that she could escape them by controlling others and make sure they didn't cheat. So Natter was a bit of her own bad karma come back to haunt her. He was also a life lesson. And since she did not learn the lesson, she repeated the lesson with Salah. And the lesson is, Chantal, stop running after men that don't love you, that are never going to love you. Stop spending your money on them, stupid. You know, put some of that love back into yourself. Take care of yourself. Stop running after people that want nothing to do with you. And be truthful with yourself and stop lying and living in a fantasy land. Living in Delulu land's expensive.
we see this Nine of Sword, which this is the Nightmare card. I'm gonna say that it's beginning with this because I feel like Chantal probably dreams about this person a lot. She might even have nightmares about this person.
What's interesting is that during the live last night, she said that she allegedly had a dream about Nader and Salah, and in the dream, she saw they were basically about to fight over her. Do I believe she actually had that dream? No. This woman could barely remember anything for more than 5 minutes, but yet she can tell us detailed dreams. Anyway, Chantal likes to triangulate men with her in the middle so that she feels worthy. She feels feminine. She feels powerful. So she tries to play men against each other to control both men. I feel right now, as we speak, she is pitting Nader and Salah against each other to get control of both men. You know, basically going to Nader and saying, I got Salah over here. So you better behave yourself or I'm going to roll with him. And then going to Salah and saying, you want to buck up to me? See that guy over there, Nader? He was a sugar baby before you. And he rang my bells and you don't. I could go back home to Canada right now and we can get it all started again. And I can make twice as much money as I'm making right now. So if you want me to stay here and pay for that Timu mobile and pay the rent, you need to be nice to me. Just using them, each man against the other man, to get control of both, because she has no intention of letting either one of them go. They are her possessions now. She spends so much money on them. She's not going to let them go. She's going to keep them all both on a short leash. She's going to use manipulation and lies and power plays to control both men.
This could be here because like she might think about either the things that upset her having to do with this, like what we just mentioned down here, over here. It could be things that like when she lays down and tries to sleep, it, you know, fills her mind, like the memories. She feels defensive about this. She feels also like she has to protect and defend, I guess, against what this person might be saying about her.
Again, there's that feeling I'm getting my head of, like, she's Neo Tarot saw this in her reading, that Chantal's messing around with Natter, like talking to him. There's Neo called it a delicious experience. Chantal is having a delicious experience with Natter, meaning like they're talking on the phone, and there's flirtation, there's sexy, sassy, saucy talk, like, and that's something she hasn't experienced in a while. Okay, like her soul has been dehydrated and thirsty for that kind of attention. Like she's been so hungry for that. And here is Natter willing to feed that part of her soul. And she likes it. It makes her feel good. Because Salah's not doing it for her, but Natter will. And because Natter will, he'll reap the reward. She might send him money or send him some viewers his way. He'll get some reward. That's why they've kept the channels open with each other. Like he's kept the channel open with her in case he needs her for money or whatever else, and she kept the channel open with him in case she needs him. A while back, a reading that I did on Natter and Chantal, I saw that Natter was basically a snake in the grass, that he was waiting for Salah to screw up. He knew it would happen, and it did. And Natter has been just waiting to get back his position of sugar baby. And he knew that Salah would screw up, and he did. And the moment that Salah screwed up, he could be on the phone with Foodie saying, I'm so sorry that happened to you, that she'd be calling him crying. And he could act like he was just so sympathetic and, I'm so sorry, Chantal. I'm so sorry that happened to you, da-da-da-da-da. Because the more he consoles her, the more money he can get out of her pocket. The more influence he can have over her. Salad lost his power position. When all the Kybella stuff came out, he lost it. And Natter has been working on getting his position back. So where are we now? They're pretty much openly talking to each other.
I think that this Empress is here for two reasons. On the one hand, I think she actually feels that her relationship with this person made her feel like a woman. Okay? Like, like in that way.
Yep, he Natter gave into her sexy, whatever kinks, whatever interests she might have. He indulged that sexual woman side of Chantal. And that is intoxicating to her. And that's why she still wants Natter.
Uh, and I also think this is here because she could feel, I don't know if this was a discussion that they had, if he said this to her, or if she just feels this. But I think the Empress, this is a feminine energy with a child in the belly. So like this could have to do with either that she felt like because she can't, provide that kind of future for this person. Again, they could have had like an actual discussion or something, or he could have said something to her about that. If he didn't, then this is something that she just felt, she could not fulfill in general in life. But I also think this is here because she did feel like, out of probably anyone that she has been with, that this energy made her feel like a woman. Okay, and that could even be from the way that she expresses, like there was they, I don't want to say the words just in case, but the triggering words, but like the bad things that she says went on or that we witnessed in the videos, right? Or whatever, like the toxicity of that connection in general on both sides. I mean, this could even say to me that this person feeds off of that.
Chantal herself has said out of her mouth she loves the drama and she loves the fighting. It gets her high. It literally gets her high. And I'm not trying to make this personal or anything. I mean, but I got to bring this up. I was involved in a toxic relationship with somebody who was very similar to Foodie in personality, in the way he carried himself. He was full of self-loathing and self-hate, and he felt the most alive when he was fighting. When the blood's pumping, when your temper's firing off, that's when he felt the most alive. And any attention was good attention for him. Negative attention, it was still attention. He still wanted it. And I feel she's the same way. Even if you're yelling at her, even if you're screaming at her, you're cursing at her, you're calling her names, it's still giving her attention and she's still happy. She loved the high, noisy drama of her and Natter. He had a temper, so did she. They would go at each other. She loved it.
Okay, to a certain degree, which I said in my earlier readings I used to do on, as I've done these readings over time, I've become less, um, just like, I used to be more soft about how I would like express why I felt this person is the way they are, but it's been a minute and it's just is like the same, over and over. It gets really tiring. But I do think that, for many reasons, Chantal would have found this person's behaviors in the relationship, um, regardless of if the outside or anyone else or even herself would see them as good or bad behaviors or whatever in a connection, that it would feed her ego just to have this person to be sad over, to argue and defend herself from. Do you know what I'm saying? I hope I spit that out. All right, and then we have this Four of Pentacle here. And this could be here too, currently, because like she could be spewing her mouth and she could be upset about, like we said, like it not working out to begin with, feeling like this, she would still be with this person if it wasn't for certain things that happen. I don't know if Dee Dee um,
And I would be with Natter if it weren't for that meddling Dee Dee. I keep hearing that in my head. Like in Scooby Doo. And I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for those meddling kids.
Mr. N are still together, and if they might have maybe uh, children in the future or something. with that Empress being there, or if that's a worry for like something that is in Chantal's mind. All right, I felt it, so I just said it. So this Four of Pentacle, the energy that could be greedy and holding on. Sometimes I say holding back, but I feel like this is here. Like she's holding on to all the feelings of like the Six of Sword. She wants to act like I left this connection, or got like escaped this person to find my happiness, to become a new version of myself. Okay, but I also feel like judgment is here, and this Nine of Cups and all of this, because it's like two sides.
I'm sorry to stop you, Melissa. I've just got so much stuff going on in my mind right now, just looking at those cards. Chantal is someone like remember the beginning part of your reading, I said I just kept getting a picture in my mind of Chantal, rope around her waist, and like there are different ropes connected to different guys that she's been with. Um, Chantal is somebody, she does not change. She's not a person that she grows mentally, emotionally, spiritually. She's really not connected to or paying attention to her higher self, which could lift her up higher. She dwells more in her primal because she dwells in that space, because she refuses to change and to grow. She, thank you, Spirit, she anchors herself to different people in an effort to hold on to them. And by anchoring herself deeply to those men, in a way, she's stopping them from moving on and moving up. Like, as long as I have these ropes tied around my waist and connecting myself to them, they can't move away from me. They can't get away from me. They can't escape me. They are forever connected to me. It would be healthy for her to cut those ropes and let those men go, but she doesn't know how to let go. It's all about holding on to people. Even when they don't want to hold on, they want to move on. She doesn't believe in letting people move on. The only way that she knows how to keep people around her is to essentially trap them with her and use control and manipulation and blackmail and all that sort of stuff to keep them around her. That's the only way she knows how to keep company around her. It's messed up. Like, it's her way of thinking is, if I'm going to hell, you're all going to hell with me. You're not allowed to do anything else beyond that because you're mine now.
Sides of the coin, because I also think she feels like she cannot let go of the new beginning that this person basically like ran away, or like she feels left her to go towards some new energy for some happiness, to be happy, to be concerned only with what she feels is their personal happiness, because sometimes I connect that with the Nine of Cups energy. And I think the Judgment card represents sometimes the person themselves becoming a new version of themselves. Sometimes I look at it like someone wanting to resurrect a connection. So I really feel like it's here for both those reasons, that deep down, Chantal really can't let go of this person in general, like all these feelings here. And she could deep down hope that one day they can like have some sort of resurrection of their relationship. And I think this is also here because she wants to make it feel well. For I don't know if she really feels this way, but it's like leaving this connection, or this connection coming to an end. It was like a way. It forced her to start some new beginning, to go towards a different type of happiness
Some thoughts about that, Melissa. The thing is, she was with Natter, and she could not be with Natter. Natter made his choice to be with Dee Dee. He had door number 1 and door number 2. Door number 1, be with Dee Dee. Dee Dee is much more stable as far as temper, as far as lifestyle. Dee Dee is much more submissive to Natter. She knows when to back down. Or door number 2, there's Chantal. She might have more money than Dee Dee, but she's 1,000 times more unstable. And Natter was always looking for the sure thing, the soft place to land, like a certainty. He was searching for certainty, and there was none in Chantal. And in the 2+ years that she's been away from Natter, she's never gained any certainty. She's never gained any security. She can't go to Natter and say, that was 2 years ago, you and me. I have my own place. I have my own money. I'm living alone. Let's start again. There's nothing secure or safe about her world. I mean, Natter's a con artist. He's going to look at the situation and say to himself, I got to have a place to live. Dee Dee has a place to live, so I'm going to stay here. Because Chantal doesn't have a place to live. Plus, all that time that Chantal was around Natter, every time she would show her entire butt and go to the cops and make the threats and showing her temper, just showing how unstable she is, it made Natter go, no, like this one's too much. I don't want anything to do with it. It made him back away from her more. She should have played her cards close to her chest, but she never did. So she was with Natter. And even though physically she could not be with him, she always held on to the hope that she could leave and come back and they could start again to be much better the second round. Chantal, he never loved you. He's never going to be in love with you. You're just a paycheck. Same thing with Salah. You're a paycheck to him too. These men do not love you. They love what you can give them. But you're a narcissist, and that's how you treat other people. So maybe you're getting what you deserve. So, but again, this is Chantal holding on to the Natter rope and trying to pull Natter towards her when she should take out a pair of scissors and cut that rope because it's no good.
For her, a different person, which would be Salah, and really created a different version of herself. If it wasn't, this is what it is. If it wasn't for her relationship with Mr. N, Nader leaving, the whole thing, she wouldn't have converted. All right, and I think we all know that she doesn't really take that seriously. Okay.
No.
And if you feel differently, I don't know what to say. I
think part of the reason why she converted was because Nader told Chantal that she could never be a proper Muslim wife. I think she did it out of spite to Nader. That was it.
It's very obvious. I don't even think she said the blessing before she ate,
no.
Like the last few times.
No, she didn't.
So she can't even do that simple thing. All right. I think it was part of her converting was more so part of her physically covering herself up. All right. Trying to create some new version of herself. All right. So anyway, that's what I'm seeing there for like her feelings about Nader. And I guess we'll ask I don't know if I should ask how he feels about her. I don't really. Yeah, I don't feel like she's going to. I'm going to ask real quick if she's going back to Kuwait. I want to see if I can just get a yes or no card. Is she gonna go back to Kuwait? I feel like she's gonna leave early Thailand. I don't think Salah's meeting her. I said what I said. I felt. Um, but I'm wondering if she gonna. What's gonna happen? What can we expect to see in the near future from Chantal? Like in the next few weeks, if you can show me. Well, when I see this for Chantal, and sometimes if I do Amber Lynn readings, and even Eugenia Cooney, sometimes when I get this Empress card, I immediately see um, the thing that begins with the F word that we associate Tommy Salami being part of before they hooked up with Amber Lynn. I'm feeling like this is connected to a person that Chantal gets support by, that likes to watch her do mukbangs.
Now, I've heard a rumor that there is a Foodie person around Chantal, that this individual is heavily into the Foodie fetish, and they're heavily into the whole bedbound thing, and they are encouraging Chantal to become bedbound. You know, trying to convince her that this is the way to be. Give up all of her mobility.
Mukbangs, however the fuck you pronounce it. All right? That's immediately what I felt when I saw this. Like someone that maybe has been watching her for like a few years. And that's her way of like feeling in control of her situation. Like the only thing she can control right now is like what she puts in her mouth. All right? That's what.
And even then she can't control what she puts in her mouth. Honestly. Like she's a food addict. Uh what's that old saying? A man takes a drink takes a drink, and then the drink takes a man. Now, if you switch out a man and a drink and replace it with food and Chantal, this is what you would get. Uh, Foodie eats food, the food eats food, and then the food eats Chantal. And that's essentially where she's at. The food is consuming her, has been consuming her. Her food issue is so out of control, she has to crowdsource and crowdfund out to keep it going at the level of which she's built it. She could not supply all the food she needs to make it happy by herself. So she relies heavily on the Foodie people to buy her food. It's crazy.
What I just felt. And that's part of her content, what she creates. Okay. Now the King of Sword is on the bottom, the Seven of Sword, and this Queen of Cup. I don't know why, but like just like with that Queen of Sword, I just feel like this King of Sword might be connected to a masculine in Salah's energy. I don't, for some reason, I don't know. I don't feel like it's Salah. I feel like it's a father energy or a masculine that, much like the feminine Queen of Sword energy, I don't know if like lies are coming out, things that there might be lies or things that were hidden or things that were manipulated that are coming to light. And I think this Queen of Cups is like, I said in my other, I said like I felt like like she was gonna spiral a bit, Chantal, and have like an outburst. And someone in the comments was like, "What? Like, what do you mean? That's how all the time." But like, yeah, I think she's going to have a bit of an outburst, and that's what we're gonna see. And some lies might come out. Either this is saying she's gonna try to lie, but like we're gonna see through it because usually we do with or without the cards. But I feel like
Yeah, well, Chantal's in Thailand, and Salah's not there to urge her to be quiet. And she's got her green, and she's lonely, and she's got nothing but time on her hands and all the time and space in the world to run her mouth. And she will. The moment that Salah does not pick up the phone when she calls him, she's going to run her mouth.
she's gonna have a moment that is driven. Either she might have a drinky poo or be a little on the smoky smoked, you know, like influenced, where her emotions are influenced by something, or she's gonna try to lie. All right, but we're gonna see the emotions flood out. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. I'm gonna leave that there. If there's stuff I didn't ask that you want me to, or you want me to like peek in on, you know, Nader or something, leave it in the comments and let me know. If you just want to help me out in the algorithm, but you don't have anything to say, you can leave a purple heart or a fly emoji. Thank you in advance. I love you guys. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. That's how you support me and what I do here. And yeah, if you have a request of like zodiac signs you want to see, love readings, shit like that, leave it in the comments and let me know.
Great reading, Melissa. Really enjoyed it. I would actually be very interested to get more in depth for Natter, like how he feels about Foodie, like where his head is at. Like I've got an idea. I think that he's just a snake in the grass, and he's just been curled up in the shadows, biding his time, watching from the shadows, watching Salah screw up, waiting for his chance to basically come out of the shadows and come out of the dark and slither up to Chantal and get some of that money. Uh, he got what he wanted. Salah screwed up, and now he has the most influence over Chantal. Salah used to have the most influence. Now he has the most influence because of the things that Salah has done. So I would love to hear more in depth about Nader as far as the way he feels about her. Like I know this Chantal, she's very obsessed with Nader, like this she lives constantly in nostalgia land. But where is his head at? Like what's he got planned? I keep feeling like he's just sucking her in, and he's going to get whatever he can get from Chantal, but he's going to put her in a position where he's going to tell her, look, if you don't give me what I want, I've got, say, video clips, or I've got pictures, or I've got audio. You better keep giving me what I want, or I'm going to expose you one way or the other. I'm going to get the money out of you that I want, either directly from you or just putting stuff on YouTube and exposing you. So, like, she wants Nader that badly, but she knows that if she plays with him like that, he can turn on her. He'll turn on her in a hot minute if it means an extra dollar in his pocket. So, what do you guys think? Did you enjoy Melissa's reading? I certainly did. I'm going to leave a link for the original video in the description down below. And I do thank you for doing the reading on Foodie and Natter. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'm going to cut this off and post it on YouTube. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.